Hi, I'm Cece, and welcome back to the Nurse Cece, where I help nursing students and new grads go from overwhelmed to confident and hired. If Stanford is one of your dream programs, this episode is a must watch because timing matters just as much as strategy. If you miss one key deadline for the Stanford New Grad RN residency, you could ruin your chances before you even get to the interview. And that's why in this video, I'm breaking down the Stanford application timeline step by step. So you know exactly what happens, when it happens, and what you need to do at each stage. A lot of applicants focus on writing the resume, fixing the cover letter, and preparing for interviews. But they forget something critical. Stanford is a structured process. That means you need to know when applications are reviewed, when interviews happen, when offers are made, and when you need things like your RN license completed. Because if you're too late, too unprepared, or unclear on the process, it can hurt your application. According to the Stanford Residency webinar, the application screening window runs from April 27, 2026 through July 3, 2026. This is the phase where your submitted materials are being reviewed. That includes your resume, your cover letter, your transcripts, and your electronic application responses. And this is why Stanford keeps emphasizing do not wait until the last minute. Because if your documents are incomplete, missing, inconsistent, or uploaded incorrectly, your application may not even be processed. Next on the timeline is the interview prep webinar on July 6, 2026. This step matters because it helps applicants understand what to expect before the interview process starts. And if Stanford offers prep and guidance, take advantage of it. Programs like this often give clues about what they value, how they want candidates to prepare, and what strong applicants do well. One of the most important dates in this entire process is this. Obtain your RN license by July 27, 2026. This is huge because even if your application is strong, you still need to be eligible by the required timeline. So if you're applying, your NCLEX planning needs to be strategic. Do not treat licensure as an afterthought. This date should shape your graduation prep, your NCLEX study timeline, and how early you schedule your exam. Then comes the interview window. Panel and unit level interviews run from July 27, 2026 through August 7, 2026. This is where your application moves off the page and into real conversation. At this point, Stanford is likely evaluating how clearly you communicate, how you reflect on experiences, how coachable and self aware you are, and whether your story fits the unit and organization. This is why I keep saying your application, your unit choice, and your interview answers all need to make sense together. Screenshot this timeline of events to help you plan ahead. After interviews, the next date is final offers to HR on August 7, 2026. This tells you the process moves fast. So once interviews begin, things can progress quickly. That means you want to be prepared before the interview window starts, not scrambling while it's already happening. Next comes pre-employment clearance from August 10, 2026 to September 25, 2026. This is the phase after selection where you complete the steps needed before officially starting. This part of the process is easy to underestimate, but it matters. Once you get the offer, you still need to stay organized, responsive, and professional through the onboarding period. And finally, congratulations. Cohort 45 starts on September 28, 2026. That is the day your Stanford new grad journey officially begins. So if you work backward from that start date, you can see why every earlier step matters. So, What should you be doing if you want to apply? Here's the smart approach. Before the application window, update your resume, draft your cover letter, reflect on the application questions, organize your transcripts and clinical hours, as well as plan on your NCLEX timing. Remember, Stanford wants one PDF of your resume, cover letter, and transcripts. During the application period, submit early, confirm your documents have been uploaded correctly, avoid any duplicate applications, and make sure your name is consistent across all materials. Now, before interviews, practice concise answers. Use the STAR format where appropriate and be ready to explain why Stanford and why your chosen unit. The strongest applicants do not prepare at the last second. They prepare ahead of the timeline. And the biggest mistake applicants make, thinking they have more time than they already do. Because once one step begins, the next one comes fast. And if your resume, essays, or interview prep are not already in progress, the process can start to feel overwhelming very quickly. In the next episode, I'm going to break down exactly how to build a Stanford ready resume so you know what to include, what to highlight, and what can actually help you stand out. If you're serious about applying, subscribe and keep following this series because we're building your Stanford application strategy one step at a time.